The Nigerian millennials call her the real slave queen, the first woman, the first Nigerian, first black woman, first American woman, first African, first Delta, first Owashuku, first Okonjo, first Iweala. Should I continue? In fact, today, 1st March 2021, she is resuming office as the Director General of World Trade Organization. A lot of firsts to celebrate. But it's not an accident, rather a compound effect. Stick with me to the end of this video and I'll be bringing to your notice 10 skills as well as lessons to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Subscription to this channel is very simple. Just click on the subscription button below and also turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know once we upload a video. And if you're just meeting me for the first time, my name is Flora Okoli. Here in this channel, my passion is sharing everything skill with you at every slightest opportunity.
Skill Faculty is geared towards teaching, promoting, and empowering you with the skills needed to become a better version of yourself in all ramifications. Skill Faculty, we are on the side of skill.
While the world congratulates her as the new Director General of the 164-member World Trade Organization, WTO, whose responsibility is to regulate international trade, we have put together a list of lessons to learn from her diligence over the years. 10 skills as well as lessons to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. So the first one is communication skills. Les Brown says, your ability to communicate is your superpower. Dr. Ngozi has this power called superpower. There's no way she would have been able to get this far if she doesn't know how to pass the right information. She understands the power of being understood. She took advantage of social media when she was canvassing for the office. She was able to communicate her message to various people who not only heard her voice, but also supported her and her beliefs when the race was tough. If she's not communicating with her over 1 million followers on Twitter, she's communicating with the youth on Facebook or Instagram and so on. She sits on the board of Standard Chartered PLC and Twitter International. The unique thing about Dr. Ngozi's communication skill is that she sounds so clear and doesn't try to sound like the foreigners, despite working with them for a very long time. She stayed true to her originality, knowing that the true meaning of communication is to be understood, not causing confusion with fake accents. If you've tried to speak foreign accent and it flunked, share your experience with us on the comment section. Mine was in a movie meeting. I was trying to pronounce movie director and I said movie director. The lady asked again and again. I noticed the accent was not working. I have to communicate the right way I know how to, which is director. She said, oh, movie director. I felt so ashamed. That was the day I made up my mind to deal with that insecurity, never to apologize for my accent. After all, the most important thing is that I am well understood. Don't get me wrong, I still work on pronouncing words correctly, but not pronouncing with fake accents. So as you're developing your communication skills, while speaking, try to speak clearly. Don't try to copy any nationality. Stay focused on using a clear pronunciation, and you'll be well on your way to living a skilled life. The next skill to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is negotiation skills. Having worked for about 25 years in the World Bank, negotiating and pushing for a progressive agreement and development, she has developed good negotiation skills. She gained acute negotiation skill from her experience in negotiating with institutions and countries, as she did when she negotiated for Nigerians' debt relief. She has also held top positions in several international bodies, including corporate bodies as well as non-profit organizations. The WTO described itself as a forum for government to negotiate trade agreements, which puts Dr. Ngozi at an advantage. During her interview for the post, in her words, I am also a strong person with strong negotiation skills. I have had a career for over 30 years. I have constantly been involved in negotiating important agreements between two countries. When asked how she intends to use her negotiation skills to foster trade harmony between the United States and China in the wake of the trade war between the two countries, she said, with the help of other countries, she will bring the two countries together to identify their areas of common interest. While Dr. Ngozi's negotiation skills is limited to trade negotiation, Her experience is an added advantage to WTO. In addition, when the United States under Trump's administration rejected her over her opponent with the reason that she lacks trade negotiation skills, she responded to that in a virtual interview immediately after being elected. And I quote, "If all the WTO needed were trade negotiation skills, all its problems would have been solved." So if you're considering honing your negotiation skills to get to the peak of your career, it's not a bad idea. Go on. The next skill to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is mentorship skills. The search for credible icons is not an easy task. In many cases, the younger generation depends on second-hand mentorship from identified public figures of prominent individuals by reading their books, watching their news, and digesting their published thoughts. They become their followers online and offline, the silent prayer in their hearts, wishing to become like them someday. Dr. Ngozi is one of such icons. She's a global finance expert, an economist, and international development professional with over 30 years of experience working in Asia, Africa, Europe, and Latin America. Currently, she is the chair of the board of Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance. With her recent appointment with WTO, Dr. Ngozi has all the qualities of great mentor. She believes so much in the younger generation, especially women. In a TED Talk with former Australian Minister Julia Gillard, she said, and I quote, "Every woman who steps forward makes more space for the woman who comes next." Perhaps you want to become a role model that younger generations would like to emulate tomorrow. Now is the best time to take the flight to skill development. The next one is self-confidence. Show me a successful person, I will show you a person who believes in her own abilities. Self-confidence is an attitude about your skills and ability. It means you accept and trust yourself and have a sense of control in your life. You know your strengths and weaknesses and have a positive view of yourself. You set realistic expectations and goals. You communicate assertively and can handle criticism. Dr. Ngozi's confidence is on another level, which played a major role in her coming to power with the WTO, despite the odds against her, gender, race, ethnicity, and culture. Our signature scarf is another instance of how much she believes in herself. She believes so much in what she has to offer than her appearance. When a woman gets to the top, unfortunately, a lot of time goes into how they look rather than what they have to offer. Your clothing doesn't have to validate who you are. Recently, Hillary Clinton said she envied her mode of dressing. The stress involved in having to wear makeup every day and having to make hair on a daily basis is really high. In Dr. Ngozi's words, she said, "I have developed my own style that I wear every day and I don't vary from it. It has helped protect me from endless discussion of my appearance. It has helped me to get people to listen to me and not look at my clothes." How often do you doubt your own abilities and skills? Self-confidence is building a reputation to yourself. When you say you wake up by 5 a.m. and you fail, you lose trust in yourself. But the moment you refuse to turn off that alarm by 5 a.m., you will start to trust yourself into doing bigger things. I used to procrastinate starting a YouTube channel due to lack of self-confidence. I couldn't trust myself with a task as little as going to bed on time. Until I made that shift, every other thing shifted. I began to trust my own abilities and care less what negative people will say, and so on. What area of your life is driven by lack of self-confidence that you want to punch in the face? Share with us on the comment section below, and we'll be here to encourage you on the journey. To effectively succeed at her level, you must have the skill of learning, being able to learn from experiences and attend education. Dr. Ngozi was born in June 1954. She has learned a lot throughout her life journey that she's put into action that has brought her to where she is. She's committed to lifelong learning. Your ability to learn anything is a skill that most individuals find so hard to develop. Dr. Ngozi is not only committed to lifelong learning. She was educated at Queen's School, Enugu, St. Ahmed's School, Molete Ibadan, and the International School Ibadan. She arrived in the US in 1973 as a teenager to study at Harvard University, graduating magna cum laude with an AB in economics in 1976. In 1981, she earned her PhD in regional economics and development from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology with a thesis titled Credit Policy, Rural Financial Market and Nigeria's Agricultural Development. She received an international fellowship from the American Association of University Women, AAUW, that supported her doctorate studies. She sure knows how to learn. So if you have to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, you have to acquire the skill of learning. Strive to develop yourself at every point in time, and you'll be well on your way to success. The next one is leadership skills. Permit me to borrow the words from a leadership expert, John Maxwell. Everything rises and falls on leadership. As a result of the works she has done, she is in a position to offer anyone a clear standout lessons on how to effectively lead. Dr. Ngozi has a proven record of leadership qualities, from her ability to lead herself to leading most of the reputable organizations in the world. She has demonstrated it during her career at the World Bank and twice as Nigerian Finance Minister. She also demonstrated competency accounts. A leader is one who is fearless. In a recent visual meeting after her confirmation with the WTO, she stated that she doesn't see herself as just a woman, rather as one who is competent. When asked what lessons she has learned from her global leadership experience as a woman leader, she said there's no right or wrong way of leading, especially if you are a woman. Just be true to yourself. Chances are you might want to work on your leadership skills. And to do that, you have to start by leading yourself to achieve simple tasks before you can go out there. So the next skill to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is writing skills. We decided to single out this skill from communication skill just to make sure you understand the advantage behind it. You are said to be a writer when you have published at least a book or article to your name. Dr. Ngozi is an author of numerous articles and several books, including Reforming the Unreformable, Lesson from Nigeria, and The Debt Trap in Nigeria Towards a Sustainable Debt Strategy. This skill is one you should put into consideration if you have decided to develop yourself. You will get to a stage where your life have to speak. Les Brown said, write a book worth reading or live a life worth writing about. As long as you have made a commitment to develop yourself, this skill will automatically appear. Have you made a decision yet, or you're still at the verge of living an ordinary life? Rate yourself from 0 to 10 on your journey to skill development and share with us on the comment section below. The next skill to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is public speaking skills. Public speaking skills still falls under communication. But the point here is when you develop yourself in your chosen field, you get paid to speak and motivate people. According to George Essen, one of the top Nigerian public speakers, you are a speaker when you get paid for it. Dr. Ngozi has spoken in a lot of conferences, both virtual and live. There are no public talkers, rather public speakers. The reason is anyone can talk, but only few speaks. When you speak meaning. You can talk nonsense, but you can't speak nonsense. You only get to this level when you've made a conscious effort to work on your skills, to develop yourselves. Why not make that decision today, and in no distant time, you will start reaping the benefit behind it. The next skill to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is managerial skills. The practice of understanding, developing, and deploying people and their skills is referred to as managerial skills. A well-implemented skill management should identify the skills that the job role requires, the skills of individual employees, and any gap between the two, and that is exactly what Dr. Ngozi is good at. Previously, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala spent 25 years career at the World Bank as a development economist, scaling the rank of the number 2 position of Managing Director Operations. That's from 2007 to 2011. This is one skill that not everyone can handle. It is associated with leadership skills, but stands out on its own if well implemented. Managerial skills include the capacity to perform executive duties in an organization. Dr. Ngozi's managerial skills surpasses the firmness of the local and international monetary affairs. Her role and record in the home front as a mother speaks volume. To some, delegating duties is something they find so hard to do. That is what good managers are good at, to maximize their time. While you're honing your skills, remember to add managerial skills to your list to help make life better for those around you. The next skill to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala is political skills. Ferris Tradeway defined political skill as the ability to effectively understand others at work and to use such knowledge to influence others to act in ways that enhances one's personal or organizational objectives. Dr. Ngozi portrays the need for every leader to network. She served as the finance minister for the Federal Republic of Nigeria under Chief Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan leadership. Economics is politics. It is essential to analyze the winners and the losers in any reform initiative and try to find ways to build popular support for change. So if you want to get ahead in your career, both at home or work, you need to hone your political skills. In conclusion, most skills are acquired through consistency and experience. If you are to learn something from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, you have to be willing to stay focused. Decide what it is you want to do and be good at it. Jumping from pillar to post will not avail you to model Dr. Ngozi. The point is, copy what works for you from her. Don't change your fashion style simply because of her. If it doesn't work for you, let it slide. Just be you. You are the original copy of yourself. Don't try to be like Dr. Ngozi because you will never be the next Dr. Ngozi. Instead, take what is worth emulating and make it even better. So the skills I mentioned earlier are skills as well as lessons to learn from Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. The first one is communication skills, negotiation skills, self-confidence skills, learning skills, leadership skills, writing skills, mentorship skills, public speaking skills, managerial skills, and the last but not the least is political skills. So the challenge is this: what have you learned from the skill set of Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala? Which of them are you willing to work with? Have you had any challenge so far, being a woman in leadership or being at your place of work? Have you been marginalized, or is there any issue you've had that you think is worth sharing? Drop it on the comment section below and I will see you in the next video. Bye.